Hello, everyone. I'm Meire Fortunato, and I'm here to talk to you about the Code of Conduct and also diversity and inclusion at the Wemo workshop. I'm one of the two diversity and inclusion chairs for this workshop. The other co-chair is my colleague Danielle Belgrave. Here are our faces so you can recognize us more easily. Hopefully, you'll be able to say me hi and interact with us during the workshop. This slide has also our personal contact information, where you can reach out with any questions, concerns, and reports regarding diversity and inclusion at Wemo. Feel free to also contact us if you see some points for improvement. I want to highlight that attendance to the Wemo workshop is open to everyone, regardless of gender identity. And we are very happy to see, for example, male allies supporting our goals. The primary goals of Wemo are around creating opportunities for women in machine learning, for example, by highlighting their work, celebrating their achievements, and having networking events. That's why all panelists, presenters, and facilitators at this workshop will be female. Wemo aims to foster, encourage, and support an inclusive environment for everyone that attends the workshop. And for that, we have a code of conduct in place, from which I will cover some key points today. You can find the complete version of the code of conduct on the Wemo's webpage, and I encourage everyone to take a look at it if you have questions or need to refresh your memory. Remember that all workshop participants here today had to agree with these guidelines. Now I will highlight the key points regarding participation, but the Code of Conduct is also enforced on submissions and reviewing processes run by Wemo. The first point I want to emphasize is that Wemo is dedicated to providing an experience for all participants that is free from harassment, bullying, discrimination, and retaliation. This includes, but it's not limited to, offensive comments related to gender identity and expression, age, sexual orientation, disability, physical appearance, race, ethnicity, religion, politics, or technology choices. We will not tolerate inappropriate or unprofessional behavior that interferes with the ability of others to fully participate in the workshop. This includes, but is not limited to, bullying, harassment of any sort, including sexual harassment, intimidation, and sustained disruption of talks and events. We also consider harassment advocating for or encouraging any of these behaviors. No use of images, activities, or other materials that might create an inappropriate or toxic environment is permitted. We also don't allow scientific misconduct. For example, fabrication of results or plagiarism of submissions or presentations. While we encourage you to go through the whole text of the Code of Conduct, it can be well summarized by the following key principles. 1. Treat your fellow attendees with respect. Then 2. Recognize that impact matters over intentions. And finally, prioritize the safety of marginalized groups. If you encounter any code of conduct violations or ethical concerns, you can reach either me or Danielle directly. We also have the email wemocode-of-conduct@gmail that we'll be checking regularly. Finally, you can call or text the number on this slide. And there is also a NeurIPS hotline email where you can file a report with general NeurIPS concerns. Independent of the channel used, all reports will be kept in strict confidence. And for general feedback, we'll be sending out a survey after the workshop. So please fill it in if you can. So now, the Code of Conduct covers a lot of material on what you should not be doing, but I also want to take the time to cover actionables you can do for fostering an inclusive environment. One thing is to engage and connect in poster presentations. Try to look outside the most obvious and popular choices in terms of affiliation and presenter, for example. Think about what part can each of us play in making newcomers to the field feel welcome. Another thing you can do is to recognize implicit bias. Please adopt inclusive language. For instance, whenever possible, learn and use the preferred pronouns for the person you're talking to. You can also avoid using idiomatic expressions that assume cultural knowledge. Next, accountability. If you see any discriminatory behavior, even if you're not the target, take the necessary action, either by speaking up on the spot if appropriate, or by filing a report. And of course, we all recognize that we are not perfect, and sometimes we might make mistakes. But the most important thing is how do we use mistakes and errors as an opportunity to grow, rectify, and learn. When someone points out some way that you have missteps, sometimes our first reaction is to defend ourselves. But let's try to resist this urge to be defensive, accept criticism, and be open to people pointing out where you have misjudged. Apologize correctly, and use this dialogue to understand the perspective of others and ensure you won't repeat the mistake. And finally, one golden rule: be kind. If kindness influences our behavior, we tend to get most things right. We also encourage you to check out some of other affinity workshops to help foster a more diverse and inclusive atmosphere at NeurIPS. We have, for example, queer, Latinx, and Black and AI workshops, and then Indigenous, Muslim, and Neo in machine learning workshops. You do not need to be a member of these groups to attend the workshops. We encourage you to be an ally, enjoy, and proactively foster these groups, which help to make the machine learning field a better environment. I also want to highlight the times for the Wemo workshop poster sessions and post-workshop informal social. We have two different opportunities for participating in the poster sessions in hope to accommodate better different time zones. Let's make an effort to engage and participate in these activities. Finally, once again, if you have any concerns or violations of the code of conduct you wish to report, please reach out to either myself or Danielle. And thank you for your attention, and I really hope we can all enjoy the workshop today. Bye-bye.